collarbone. He rinsed them yesterday. The fiery Frenchman took 7 of the day's 8 stages, showing why he is indeed the Earl of Asphalt. But while Panizzi may have a 23-second lead, behind him there's a fierce battle between his 2 Peugeot teammates and Philippe Bugolski's non-official Citroën. Up till now, there have been few retirements, but today the world's best take on a monster 26-mile marathon that could make or break the rally. This is Sanremo, where strange things can and do happen. Who's ready and who's not? Day 2 starts now.
Slight left.
And the seaside resort is Sanremo. It's a bustling magnet for tourists and locals alike. But this weekend, the World Rally Championship comes to town for the final all-tarmac event of the season, round 11 of 14. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Shaheen. Of Italy, better known as the Rallye Sanremo, is run in the mountains high above the town. Only a handful of miles from the French border. The 18 stages are spread out over 3 days, with a single service area along the coast to the town of Imperia. But those stages use just 4 stretches of road. Day 1 saw incidents aplenty, some a little more bizarre than others. Forgetting to make sure that his hood pins were secured cost Alistair McRae over a minute and a half. At the end of the day, the Mitsubishi team would withdraw McRae, concerned that an injury he'd sustained on his mountain bike before the rally hadn't healed. Joining Alistair on an early flight home was Armin Schwartz, the rally's first victim. Tony Gardemeister was lucky to escape a similar fate. His accident came inches after the finish line, so at least he didn't lose any time and his mechanics could fix the damage. Subaru's Petter Solberg began strongly, but things soon began to go wrong for the Norwegian. That spin and a 10-second penalty for jumping the start meant Solberg wasn't happy.
Well, I don't believe it, you know. I never taken a jump start in my life.
But there was worse to come for the team. Tommy Mäkinen's rotten luck continued when he retired with drive shaft failure on the way to the day's last stage. I'm sure Tommy just wants this nightmare of a season to be over. Carlos Sainz was another former world champ who wouldn't start day 2. An oil leak and the resulting risk of fire meant he too was done. Sainz teammate Colin McRae also had his share of problems during the day, beginning on stage 1. A puncture and then this stall on the start line of stage 7 meant McRae would start day 2 in 10th. So it was left to Marco Martin to uphold Ford's honor. The Estonian was 5th at the end of the day. But as expected, the day was dominated by the French team. Reigning world champ Richard Burns was 4th, while the 2000 title holder Marcus Grönholm was 3rd. If it wasn't for a turbo problem, Grönholm would have given Peugeot a 1-2 on the day. As it was, second place was held by Philippe Bugolski in what was supposed to be a semi-official Citroën Zara, but which looked every inch of a works car. But the drive of the day came from Gilles Panizzi in yet another Peugeot 206. Fastest in all but the first of the day's 8 stages, Panizzi returned to Sanremo with a healthy lead, despite concerns over a shoulder injury, which had kept him from competing on the last round in Germany. This then was how things stood going into day 2. Panizzi 22.8 seconds ahead of Bugolski, with Grönholm, Burns, Martin, and Jesus Puras and another Citroën rounding out the top 6. Frustrated Solberg would start day 2 in 7th, with Colin McRae a long way away from getting into the points. Richard, you must have the championship leader firmly in your sights this morning.
Of course, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yesterday wasn't a good day for us, but it's a new day today, and we'll do our best to get back in the points.
Just 1.9 seconds behind Marco Martin now. Can you catch him?
Yeah, of course. I think there is a long rally to come today, and I think there are possibilities to overtake him.
Marco, Jesus Perez says he's going to try and catch you on the first couple of stages today.
I'm sure he tries.
Day 2 would see another 6 stages, including 2 runs through the event's longest test. More incidents and drama are guaranteed. Solberg had his problems early on in the rallies. Day 2 is coming up. Can he keep it clean and get to the podium? Stay with us to find out. Welcome back to the Rally d'Italia. Stage 9, San Romolo, is the first of today's test. With Alistair McRae's withdrawal, Francois Delacour and co-driver Daniel Guadalupe now hold the hopes of the Mitsubishi team squarely on their shoulders. A turbo problem, however, cost them 30 seconds. Also off the pace early on is Colin McRae and Nicky Grist.
And 6 left into long slope, 3 right. 30. 4 left plus keep out and left into the 3 minus line.
Peter Solberg and Phil Mills managed 5th fastest. The Subaru over 6 seconds quicker than the Ford.
16. Line into 3 left tightens, keep in and surface half 2 right plus.
Once again, it's Marco Martin's Focus, which is the fastest of the Fords, but Jesus Perez lies just 1.3 seconds away from snatching Martin's 5th place.
40, 4 right to cut. 86 left into 4 cut right.
25 seconds or so ahead of that battle is Richard Burns. He's concentrating instead on catching the man in 3rd, Marcus Grunholm.
So K30 flat right, 80 braking, flat right 30, K left in, and K left, 30, flat left 40.
Grunholm, though, has no intention of letting the Englishman reel him in. He and Timo Rautiainen storm through the stage.
Oikein miinus 5 laseri, ehkä pyöree 100. Oikein eri 7.
Watch the clock. Nearly 4 seconds faster. Marcus is clearly a man on a mission. With the top 15 now running in reverse order, Philippe Bugalski is up next, but he's another 0.7 of a second slower than Burns, so it's now down to the rally leader. Gilles Benici had been quickest on 7 of day 1's 8 stages, but Grunholm's determination means he'd be tough to beat on stage 9. Check it out as Benici tackles the stage.
80 mètres, gauche 95 bref, dans droite 90. Gauche à fond. Droite ferme 95, glissant, petite corde. Donc gauche à fond, long soulage. 60 mètres, gauche 95 de plus. Bon, droite à fond de cours, attention, 30 mètres, droite 90 long. 200 mètres. Gauche 95 de long. 15 de long. Droite 95 de long. 80 mètres. Gauche 95. Dans droite 90 long plus. Pour gauche à fond, 60 mètres. Gauche 100. 50 mètres. Gauche 95 de plus. Dans droite 95. Dans gauche 95 un peu long. Pour droite à fond. 50 mètres. Droite 90 plus. Gauche 95. 60 mètres. Gauche 95 bref. Dans droite 90. Pour gauche à fond. 60 mètres. Gauche 95 bref. Dans droite 95.
To give you an idea of just how dominating Peugeot has been this year, they've had 6 1-2 points finishes so far in the 2002 season.
Droite 95 pas court. Pour gauche 95 presque plus. 60 mètres. Droite 95 long.
And Peugeot's 2000 and 2001 Sanremo wins were, of course, both 1-2 finishes.
50 mètres. Gauche 95 bref. Gauche 95 long plus. 100 mètres.
Here's the time.
100 plus et 50 mètres ferme 90 long.
Nope, can't get it done. No stage win this time, but remember, that's how day one began. Panici might only be fourth fastest, but his lead is still over 22 seconds. Grunholm is close to gap on Bugalski, while that battle for fifth is also worth watching. Seventh place Solberg desperately wants a top six, as well as Colin McRae, who's still frustrated in 10th. Welcome back to the FIA World Rally Championship on speed. Italy's Stage 10 is really something special. At over 26 miles, it's by far the longest stage of the entire event. It's actually stages 1 and 2 run in the reverse order, with a little over a mile in the middle now used competitively. Such a stiff test and so many battles going on means doing well on this stage would be crucial. Francois Delacour had fixed a turbo pump, but it was now his brakes which were letting him down. The Mitsubishi was 9th, quickest, but was nearly 47 seconds slower than the stage winner. Tony Garnemeister's Skoda, meanwhile, was now the top 10 for the first time.
Oikein koeisi sumppu. Jatkuu pitkä vasen korpususko 3. Oikein korpu sumppu. Vasen 7.
France's Cedric Robert is on a one-off drive at a Peugeot World Rally car rather than his regular two-wheel drive 206. The team's decision looked to be paying off. Robert was now in a strong 7th place. Ahead of him, Peter Solberg's day was getting better and better. He and Phil Mills would be third fastest on the stage, getting 2 places as a result.
Into 1 right past items. Opens 40, 6 left, keep in of a crest, slippy, into turn, tight in right, very slippy. 60. Slippy, maybe, 2 left minus tightens.
Jesus Puris, on the other hand, was slipping down the order. Over 20 seconds were lost to the charging Solberg. Puris and co-driver Carlos De Barrio were now 6th. With the use of a few camera angles, take a look now at how Marco Martin and Michael Park tackled stage 10. Martin, remember, was the other driver battling with Solberg and Puris in the lower half of the top 6.
Hairpin right. 50, 3 plus left long. 50, 4 minus left long. And 3 right bad camber. And 4 left, 3 plus right camber. 3 left. 5 right and 5 right into 3 plus left narrows. 40, 4 minus right, 6 left, 33 plus right, 3 left close, 3 plus right, 3 minus left airy, 30, 4 minus left slow, 20, 5 right and 4 plus left, 50, 6 right, left slow slippy, 30.
Apparently the word slippy should have been underlined in the pace notes on that corner.
35 right, tightens to 3, don't cut, 20, 3 minus left down, 20, 4 right, 5 left, 50, 5 minus right and 4 minus left and 1 left hair, don't cut, 20, 3 right in, 5 left, 33 right hook, 3 minus left long, 3 minus right, 40, 2 minus left hair, 50, 2 plus right hair, 50, 4 plus left long into 1 right hair.
Despite the quick slide, Martin would recover 30. And finish the stage in 4th and just barely hold on to his position overall.
Left. 52 plus left hair.
But that's just the beginning of stage 10. How would the top 4 handle this monster stage? Stay with us here on Speed Channel, the home of the World Rally Championship, to find out. Welcome back to the Rallye Sanremo, where, as we've already seen, the damn stretch of road on stage 10 would cause its fair share of trouble. On board now with Richard
And
Burns.
flat right to flat left 60, flat right in braking to long crest, to left max long 30, 90 right, plus to 90 right, 120, right max damp from here, 70, easy left minus in long.
Richard Burns has failed to finish the last three Rallye Sanremos. He crashed in 2001 and 2000 and had mechanical problems in
Still
1999.
damp from here to right max, 70, flat right, 80, fast left in, 30, right max to right max, 40, flat left in, braking 20, flat right, 40, easy right plus in long, okay, to flat right to slight left, 80, medium right minus to K right, tightens maybe, 60, fast right plus.
Don't forget, Marlboro is coming over to the Peugeot team as a sponsor of the factory-backed effort. Great news for the factory. Tough for Richard Burns as he has a personal endorsement deal with Nicorette, company that's to help you stop smoking.
Slow K right tightens, 10, braking 90 left in, gravel to K right, 20 damp, 90 left tightens, slippy, 20 flat right, 40 braking K right plus long, 20 slippy, K left plus and K left hook gravel, 50 slow K right long, 60, 90 left plus slippy.
You've heard Robert Reed mention that magic word slippy. Let's see if it works.
Right long, 50 slippy braking, 90 left hook slippy, long, 50.
Even when it's in the pace notes, it can still be a problem. Richard Burns damaged the car in the incident, would lose nearly 40 seconds compared to the 20 lost earlier by Marco Martin. Unaware that the threat from Richard Burns had faded, Marcus Grunholm again flew through the stage, determined to do something about the two men ahead of him. Just look at the difference in time between Grunholm and the number 2 Peugeot and the man with the number 1 on his door.
Stage is clear for Marcus.
Philippe Bugalski wasn't about to give up his second place without a fight. His Zara might not have been a factory entry, but Citroën honors were at stake. Nevertheless, we go on board.
80 mètres enfilade, droite 124, plus gauche 114 de firme taux. Pour droite à fond absolu, 40 mètres mur, gauche 103 ferme, pour droite 100, pour droite 100. Et à fond 60 mètres, gauche 114 de long ferme, pour droite ouvre frein, pour droite 90, pour droite 90. Plus gauche à fond long absolu
This
ferme.
is a very important rally for Philippe Bugalski. Sebastian Loeb won the rally in Germany at the Rally Deutschland. Bugalski needs to do well here with all the rumors about Colin McRae possibly coming to Citroën. The pressure is on for the rest of the Citroën drivers to earn their place in the factory team, with Citroën going full-time next year. And look at how difficult the glare is on the windows to figure out where you are. How important are those pace notes? With a glare like that, it's critical.
Et à fond, plus droite à fond pas corde. Pour gauche à fond, ouvre et ferme à fond absolu. 60 mètres, droite 104 léger. 104 léger. Pour gauche à fond, oh non!
The collision is sudden and violent. You can see from Bugalski's face that he has no idea what happened. Even after he's able to get his breath back, what caused his retirement is still a mystery.
Why? I have a crash here in the corner, but I don't know why. I think the big understeering.
60 mètres, droite 90 plus.
Next into the stage is Panizzi, but the Citroën is blocking the road, and so the leader is forced to stop.
Arrête tout.
Schill quickly tells his brother to call the team and asks them to send help.
Faut qu'ils arrêtent la spéciale.
Non, non, attends, hein.
Non, mais oh, Hervé, ils arrêtent
Oui.
là. Appelle la radio. Tu dis on est arrêté. Bug est en travers.
Stop.
Once it's clear that Bugalski is okay, Panizzi drove slowly through the rest of the stage and was giving Grunholm's time. So with 2 stages complete on the day, the leaderboard already has a few changes. At service, the reactions were mixed.
Richard, the front of the car tells the story. What happened? I just braked a little bit too late for a piece not far from the end, about 10k from the end of the long stage, and there's quite a lot of gravel on the corner, and I understeered into a small wall.
I was pushing quite hard from the beginning, and actually I didn't have any problem with the tires, and not even with the brakes. I was always thinking to not lie on the left foot with the left foot on the brakes, and I was not overheating the tires. So in the end, they were still perfect.
I continue to push, and I want to drive fast, and because the feeling is okay, and I think Marcus push very hard, and I continue to push.
Marco, I understand a bit of a moment for you on the stage there, the long one. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, exactly the same place I hit the wall with the Subaru last year. We were having the same moment, but this time I sort of managed to avoid the wall, but still it touched a little bit and made the exhaust pipe lot smaller, and we sort of spun, had to reverse in that place. But I mean, we lost a bit of time there, but not too much, so it was fine.
Also in service, Subaru's Mortal withdrew from the event. His Impreza crashed on stage 10, and Mortal went to the hospital complaining of double vision. Need to know just who's won what on the weekend? Speed News has the answers. Saturdays at 7, Sunday NASCAR edition at 7, then Speed News Sunday at 7:30 Eastern, right here on Speed. Stage 11, a repeat of the 4th test, will also be rerun twice in the opposite direction tomorrow. Not all the top 6 are eligible for manufacturer points. 8th place Freddie Loix could score a couple for Hyundai and some for himself as well. Peter Solberg, though, is aiming much higher. He's never finished on the podium at a tarmac event and knows that now that is very much a possibility here in Italy. Not only is he catching Marco Martin, but he has one eye on Richard Burns in 3rd.
Opens into damp, 4 right bus, 30, right left opens flat through tunnel, 100, dry, keep right into 6 left minus over crest, opens 100, line into 3 right tightens, 2 minus, into 3 left minus tightens, opens half long, 50, line into 2 right tightens minus, 30, 2 right tightens. And 4 left bus opens extra long, tightens slow 40, keep left over crest, cut slippy maybe 2 right minus tightens.
Martin himself saw no repeat of the spin on stage 10. Neat and tidy once again. It seems that the battle for a place on the podium is going to be a 3-way fight.
Easy right, 100 care, 6 right braking, 42 plus left, and 2 plus right, 23 left.
So it was again Solberg who gained the upper hand on Martin on this occasion, but Burns could still beat the Norwegian's time and take a little of the pressure off.
Flat right plus in 80 braking, flat right long 80, 90 left. Tightens 10, sand 90 right plus, 20 medium left minus, 20 slow K left.
But it wasn't to be. 3rd to 5th places were now covered by a little over 8 seconds. While one of the Peugeot trio was slowly slipping into the clutches of the men behind him, it's simply a case of business as usual for the other 2 206s. Grunholm was again inspired on stage 11 and set a blistering pace, nearly 5 seconds quicker than Solberg and a full 7.5 up on Burns. Panizzi couldn't, or maybe he just didn't want to, match that pace and settle for second best. I mean, the pair were still over 33 seconds apart. Panizzi comfortable in the lead.
60 mètres, droite 90, 50 mètres, droite 90, presque plus.
So while the lead isn't necessarily in jeopardy, just look at the battle going on for Burns' 3rd place possession. So who's going to crack? Stay with us to find out on Speed. Welcome back to round 11 of the FIA World Rally Championship. The summit at stage 12 was shrouded with low clouds, but that didn't seem to bother Jesus Puras. The Spaniard was also determined, it seemed, to make the fight for 3rd place a 4-way battle.
60, Topo 960, arbusto derecha 0, 30. Izquierda 4,
now remember, we talked about how important it was for Bugalski to perform well here. Well, Puras could be fighting for a seat on the factory Citroën team next year as well. And with Sebastian Loeb not here and Bugalski out, then Puras has a great opportunity to make headlines for the Citroën factory team.
Fondo derecha 0-0, muy tarde. Situar izquierda 10, redonda 30. Petril derecha.
If you're not real familiar with Jesus Puras and you're new to the World Rally Championship, well, he's one to definitely consider as a threat down the road. Jesus recently locked up his 8th Spanish Rally Championship this season.
Derecha 10, 40, izquierda 8, redonda 9, larga. Si más, derecha 7, tarde. Si menos, ojo, izquierda 10, derecha 7 por dentro, 30, frenar ante Petriles, derecha 2 más, 40. ojo izquierda, 1 redonda larga, situar derecha, 4 redonda, 15, ojo izquierda 7, si más derecha 2, si menos, izquierda 10 por dentro larguísima, si más derecha 7 tarde, si menos, izquierda 10 larga, ojo derecha 7 redonda larga, si más izquierda 8 tarde larga, si más frenar petril derecha 1 muy tarde, situar izquierda 4, derecha 5 tarde, situar izquierda 7, 30, ojo izquierda 10, derecha 9, 25, frenar, ojo izquierda 0, 20, derecha 10, 40, parche derecha 9 tarde, si menos izquierda 10 por dentro, 60, derecha 1 larga, si más, desplaza izquierda 0, 0 tarde, situar, derecha 8, 20.
If only my high school Spanish teachers would have allowed me to learn Spanish from watching the World Rally Championship, I probably would have picked up a lot more. It's a lot more interesting listening to these two guys. There are a number of places on the stage where drivers can make big cuts through corners, and Peter Solberg used those cuts brilliantly. It might sound dramatic, but that tactic would shave tenths of seconds off his time on almost every corner. Marco Martin wasn't able to use the same tactic. His car isn't set up to take advantage of the cuts, and his time suffered as a result.
4 left, 5 right, 20, 5 minus right, 4 left line, 20, flat left, 50.
The clock tells the story as the Focus slipped to 5th. Burnso could use the cuts. He's well aware that his world title is slipping through his fingers and needs not only as many points as possible, but also to beat Grunholm and start winning rallies.
Long, 20 medium left sand, 20 fast right plus line opens 40, medium right plus in 10, medium left in line opens 80, hairpin left.
So at least the gap to Solberg had eased a little, but there was still the small matter of Grunholm being nearly a minute ahead. Marcus and his co-driving brother-in-law, Timo Rautiainen, though, wouldn't enjoy the 16-mile stage. Not cutting the corners enough and sliding a little on the gravel. Backing off, they were only 4th fastest as a result.
Tiukka. 100, vasen pitkä nopea. 7. Oikein täys. 100. Oikein nopea, kirraa, 3 ja vasen pitkä nopea.
So for the first time since the day began, it was Gilles Benizzi who was fastest. This is 8th stage win from 12. While Benizzi's lead had grown to over 40 seconds once again, it was now Solberg in 4th place, chasing Burns, while Martin now had Jesus Perez to worry about. Cedric Robert still headed the chasing pack with Colin McRae, now scrapping with Freddie Loix for 8th place.
Petter, you're up to 4th overall now, just about 8 seconds behind Richard Burns. Do you think you can catch him?
Of course, of course we have to take him. That's the plan. And if it's getting rain now, it will be just better for me anyway.
Marco, you've dropped down to 5th overall after stage 12. Why were you slow on that one?
I think first of all, Petter had a very, very good time on that stage, and I was playing safe, and we lost a lot of time there.
The talk at Peugeot was all about the weather and tires. All 3 drivers chose differently. Benizzi opting for a large number of extra cuts in the tread, Grunholm not quite so many, and Burns fewer still.
There's rain up in the mountains, so everybody's been trying to get as much information, precise information back as quickly as possible and as accurately as possible. And with that information, they've chosen different cuts for the tyres. Now here in the Peugeot camp, the 3 Peugeot drivers have gone for 3 slightly different choices. They've all gone out on dry weather tyres, but they've added extra cuts in them to try and deal with clearing the water that they think they'll find up there.
So the drama begins. Who made the right tire choice? Stay with us here on Speed to find out. Italy's stage 13 promised to be wet. At least that was what Peugeot expected. But the conditions are changing by the minute. You can see from Peter Solberg's onboard camera that the road surface is damp, but not really wet. Solberg, like a number of other drivers, opted for a dry tire with no cuts.
Line into 2 left plus, arm long, tightens, 1 tightens, 10, short hairpin right.
The extra rubber in contact with the road surface makes all the difference, and the Norwegian blasted through the stage.
50, 6 right plus keep in, 40, 5 left minus. Opens extra long, 6 tightens, 40. Short 4 left plus keep in into 1 right minus. 20, 4 left keep in. 30, cut slippy 3 right into 3 left. Half long, opens 40, 4 left plus tightens, minus keep in and slow. Line into 5 right tightens, 2 minus.
Petter is celebrating the first birthday of his son Oliver this weekend in Sanremo.
Line into 3 left tightens, slippy maybe, surface, 40.
Petter recently conducted a tarmac test in England prior to coming to Sanremo, and they spent a lot of time working on tires. One of the things they got out of the test was they figured out how to make the tires last on a tarmac stage.
Opens 40, 5 left minus, opens 40, tightens surface, 4 plus, keep in, don't cut 4 right. Into slippy maybe, 2 left plus tightens. 4 right minus, opens 40, 2 right plus tightens. And line into slippy maybe, 4 left tightens minus. Opens 40, early shot, 3 left plus tightens, keep in to slippy maybe, 2 right, don't cut. Opens to short 4 left, opens 30, early 3 left plus tightens, narrow to 3 right, don't cut. And short 5 left, 5 right, opens 40, line into neat, 5 left minus half long, tightens, 4 minus tightens. To 5 right, opens 30, tightens, don't cut 4, into 3 left tightens. Opens 60, damp line into 4 right minus, tightens minus, give in, 30, slippy 3 left plus. Opens 30, 4 left minus, tightens, keep in into 3 right, 30.
Marco Martin made exactly the same tire choice as Solberg, and he too looks to have chosen well.
4 left, 4 minus right, 30, 5 left long, 70, 5 plus right, 33 plus right.
Another driver on an uncut slick tire was Colin McRae. As a result, this would be McRae's best stage performance so far.
And long slow 3 right. And 6 left, 30, 6 left
The
into
biggest
3
problem
right plus
Colin
oil.
is having all weekend long here in Sanremo is himself. He says the car's running fine. He's struggling to find his own
right
rhythm.
minus, don't cut. 70. 6 left and K, 5 right minus, narrows, don't cut into 4 left minus.
Maybe all these contract
Into
negotiations
5 right
are wearing
plus
heavy on his brain, and he's
50,
struggling to focus
6
on the
left,
task at hand.
6 right, 150. 6 right and 5 left, opens long. Into 5 left, opens.
Also,
and
don't
4
forget it
left
was
minus.
Corsica, another tarmac stage where Colin had a
Slope 3
huge
right.
crash earlier this year and did serious injuries to
Into
his
3
hands.
left plus
Maybe that's in
opens.
the back of his mind.
And 6 right, 50. 3 left plus opens.
What am I saying? It's Colin
Into
McRae.
4
He's
right
flat out all the
minus,
time.
don't
He's
cut,
not worrying about
150.
anything.
5 left line. Into 3 right plus. Into 2 left minus. Tightens long. 50. 6 left and 6 right minus opens. 70. 6 right, keep out into 6 right minus and 3 left tightens, don't cut. And long 6 right minus, into 3 right plus, and 3 left. 30, 1 right. And 6 left, into slow 4 right, and into 3 left plus opens and tightens. And 6 right and 3 right line.
Peugeot's decision to opt for the extra cuts to clear away the surface water had clearly been a mistake. Richard Burns lost nearly 7.5 seconds to the charging Solberg, although Marcus Grönholm would fare a little bit better. Have a look.
Ja oikein tiukka älä ja vaseri miinus 5. Oikein helppo 5, oikein tiukka 7, vasen eri 8, vasemmalle oikein nopea ja vasen täys 7, vaseri tiukka sumppu, oikein tiukka, vasen täys ja oikein täys 100, vasemmalle 5, vaseri tiukka sumppuun 7 ja oikein eri miinus, älä sumppuun, vaseri miinus 100 ja oikein eri miinus ja vasen eri sumppuun. 5 ja vasen eri ja oikein miinus 5. Vaseri ehkä pyöreä 100. Oikein eri 7. maasta oikein nopein. 04 ja 8.
With Jopanisi losing over 5 seconds to his tire choice, it was a jubilant Solberg who claimed the stage win. And with that win, the first by a non-Peugeot, Solberg closes the gap to Burns in third place to just 1.4 seconds. Certainly, Richard was feeling the heat. So with this being the last asphalt rally on the 2002 World Rally calendar, we'll sit back for a minute and let you appreciate it for just what it is. Enjoy the ride.
30, 2 plus left, airy, damp maybe, 3 right, 130 braking, 2 plus right, very narrow, and 2 minus left, don't cut, line, 3 right, and 2 minus left, damp, right tightens to 3, and 3 minus left, damp, 40, 3 minus right, hair,
and flat right to flat left 60, flat right in braking to long crest, to left max long 30, 90 right, plus to 90 right, 120, right max damp from here, 70, easy left minus in long, 50, medium right plus, 70, K left cut, very slippy, still damp from here to right max, 70, flat right, 80, fast left in.
30, K, 3 left minus line oil. 30, 4 right minus, don't cut. 70, 6 left and K, 5 right minus, narrows, don't cut into 4 left minus. Into 5 right plus opens, 50, 6 left and 6 right, 150.
2 right plus, opens, 60, slippy, neat, 3 left plus, tightens, narrow, 20, slippy, 2 right tightens, into 5 left, opens, 40, 5 left minus, opens 40, tightens surface, 4 plus, keep in, don't cut 4 right, into slippy maybe, 2 left plus, tightens, 4 right minus, opens 40, 2 right plus, tightens, and line into...
Okay, we've got a couple of battles on our hands. Coming up, the finish of day 2.
The FIA World Rally Championship is brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling.
Stage 14, the day's last, was a repeat of the 26-mile test which saw Bugalski's retirement. This long stage would once again claim victims. Tony Gardemeister retired after losing a wheel, and now we go on board with Freddie Loitz.
En links naar voor. En 50 even links. Om 50 rechts sluit direct met 72 kort. Om smal links 80 min borduur. Om smal links 80 min borduur. Rechts links 90 kort naar voor. Links. En 50. Opgepast. Rechts kort. Wordt top even links. Haarstok rechts 40. Laat in borduur. En 100. Vanaf 4 wordt het vochtig. Even rechts naar voor. Om 75 even links onder een 10. Om rechts onder een 2. Om 100 links 62 opgepast. Vet proberen. Om 100. Recht naar voor kort. Recht naar voor kort. Om 100. Links onder een 10 kort. Om rechts. Om rechts. En hier links rechts onder 30 langs sluit beetje en wordt 100. En rechts langs sluit naar 53. Rechts onder 30 langs sluit beetje en wordt 100. Rechts langs sluit naar 53. Rechts langs sluit naar 53. En 25 rechts 92. Om 75 links 63 proberen spoorrecht in. Om 50. Rechts 62 min.
Remember, Loitz had a small fire during a shakedown on Thursday. They had to replace the turbo, and the car has never been at full song engine-wise since then. Freddie's been complaining about the strength of the engine. It just doesn't feel as strong as the others. Now that crash didn't end Freddie's rally, but it might as well have. He lost over 20 minutes.
Rechts langs naar de 52 plus. Gaat hij met
The drying road surface again favored those drivers on the uncut slicks. Solberg sensed his chance to snatch third place away from Burns, once again attacked. Martin's tires also worked well, even though he was nearly 14 seconds down on Solberg, again the stage winner. Burns knew his cut tires would again suffer, and he was right. 22.5 seconds slower than Solberg. The unhappy world champ slipped to fourth.
Fast left plus in, 30, flat left minus and flat left brake, 40k right.
Grunholm again didn't suffer quite as much as Burns, but he was just 0.4 of a second quicker than Richard. Panizzi's tires had the most cuts of all, so he had less rubber making contact with the road than either of his Peugeot colleagues.
Pour gauche à fond court. 60 mètres, droite 95 court. 30 mètres, droite 90 deux fois. 50 mètres. Droite 90. Pour gauche à fond. 50 mètres, droite à fond. 60 mètres, épingle gauche. 60 mètres, droite à fond. 60 mètres, gauche 90. 60 mètres, droite 85 long. 60 mètres, droite à fond. 40 mètres, gauche 85.
Just look at how dry the road surface is.
Bon, droite à fond. Ferme 95.
Those tires with all those cuts in
gauche 85
it,
plus.
not the proper choice for these
60 mètres,
conditions.
gauche 100 plus. 40 mètres, attention, droite 85 long. Gauche 85. Bon, droite à fond. 60 mètres, gauche 95, presque plus. Bon, gauche à fond. Droite 90. Gauche 90. Droite 90, plage. Garde gauche 85 long. 30 mètres. Gauche 90, presque plus. Gauche 95, presque plus. Bref. Bon, droite à fond. Et 100 mètres. Gauche 85 plus. 5 plus. 30 mètres. Gauche 90.
Now keep an eye on the clock.
Droite à fond. Putain.
Look at how much time Panizzi lost. This then is how things stand going into day 3. Panizzi 22.1 seconds ahead of Grunholm, with Solberg third and Marco Martin now just 6 seconds off Burns' fourth place. Leix's accident means the pressure is now off Colin McRae, but a top 6th place is still a long way off.
The margin's 20 seconds now between you and Petter. You've got a championship at stake. It's got to be a big attack tomorrow. Yeah, of course, I'll try and get him, but he's done really good times all day today, so I think it's going to be quite tough to do it. If he does keep the position, then he deserves to. Are you surprised that the three of you in Peugeot made a bad choice? Is that duff weather information? It wasn't very good.
Well, I will tell you, it's going to be a tough race tomorrow, and you know, it's we know that the Peugeot is very, very good, so you know, I have to, you know, put the throttle pedal to the bottom, that's for sure.
Do you feel that you can win tomorrow for the third time in a row?
I think. I am tonight. I am very confident. Very.
Be sure to be here for leg 3 tomorrow night, but take note, we're on a half hour later at 11:30 Eastern. So Gilles Panizzi still leads tonight, but will day 3's 4 stages be enough for Marcus Grunholm to make up those 22 seconds? And can Richard Burns retake third place from Petter Solberg? I'm Ralph Shaheen. Join me again tomorrow for what's guaranteed to be a thrilling climax to the Rallye Sanremo. I'll see you then.